When Netflix finally released a movie that I was never going to pay to see, guys, I finally found the time to sit down and watch Craven the Hunter. And guys, before I get into this review, please don't forget to like, comment, follow this TikTok page if you haven't before. And if you've watched these videos enough and you have a friend or two that likes this type of stuff, you know what you should do? Stop, show them the page, have them follow the page, and then both of you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel link in bio. And my first star reactions after watching another Sony villain-driven film. I think this is a great action film. I don't even want to be negative throughout this whole video. I will say this was really fun to watch in some action points. Last 30 minutes is like a whole fun roller coaster. But I felt like to get up to the last 30 minutes, it's like a drag. Like there's certain points of the movie that is fun to watch, but in the middle and beginning, I feel were very predictable. Now, for those that are not familiar with this character, Kraven the Hunter is a original OG Spider-Man villain. OG Marvel character. Kraven's been around for I think decades in comics and cartoons. But like I said, kind of predictable. So this is supposed to be his like origin story, in my opinion. How we're gonna have a Kraven Hunter origin story without Peter Parker ever to be seen? Neither here nor there. But the positives what I do like to see is kind of this whole aspect that he basically is like kind of has like a superhuman strength, superhuman ability, and it comes from this like traumatic, very well shot death, not death, but near death experience of a lion bathing and drag him to the jungle. Now we casted this man to play his father. Russell Crowe is an amazing actor. We've seen him actually in a lot of superhero stuff. I think I enjoy him though being Zeus more than this type of father, though he did play the role well, but I felt his role was highly predicted by certain points. His most of his motivation was very like surface based in my opinion. But I do like the fact that Russell Crowe plays in a big important role of Craven becoming Craven the Hunter, because this is like his semi origin, right? So a lot of throughout this movie, he really isn't fully Craven the Hunter. If anything, he's like the early versions of him. And his father dying in the movie, which at first I was like, why'd y'all kill him? It made more sense though by the end. The relationship that they build throughout it just gives more aspects to why he is who he is, which was the one positive thing I could say. Then there's Mr. Rhino. Now our other like antagonist, villain, whatever you want to call him, they're all villains in this movie. But the other character we see in this movie is Rhino. Rhino's a very another popular Spider-Man villain that we've seen once other in another movie. Now, I actually have a lot of positive. I like him playing Rhino as an actor. I think the performance he gave was fun to watch. It was really interesting. It was really dope. It was way more, kind of more believable what I always thought a lot of live action would be from a kid of this his story of being half man, half rhino versus what we originally got. We went from this, like this was the original concept, and this is why this movie is garbage. Because he should never be robotics. A big aspect and part of Rhino is because he's this half man, half Rhino. It's kind of freakishly like terrifying. If I keep it real, I do think a lot of the trailer was ruined, overhyped, and just you showed it too much in the trailers to the point where I was looking for it, which is then by like by the time I get to the scene of him becoming Rhino, it's kind of like, what was the whole weight of this? What was the whole point of this? Now, out of the Sony villain verse, I will say Craven is right up there with Venom 1, 2, and 3. The whole Venom trilogy, I'm gonna put up there with Craven, and these two are like the stinkers. I do think Craven is better than Morbius, and I never watched Madam Web, and I don't plan on watching Madam Web because I heard it's just terrible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What was your favorite scene from this film? Did you enjoy it? And would you watch this again in a Spider-Man movie?